Okay, let me get rid of this and we are going to start again. Delete, delete. Okay. We need the triangle, and this is for the knight's head. The width is going to be 25. The depth is going to be 8. The height is going to be 8. And we are going to raise it off the work plane 6. I'm looking at this number right here. That is good. And then we need the wedge. We're going to drag the wedge out here. And the first thing we are going to do is we are going to turn it 90 degrees. I'm turning it on the X 90 degrees up. And I did it the exact opposite of what I need. I need -90. All right. So that way is the way we want it to look. This dimension here is going to be 8. The height dimension over here is going to be, the height dimension here is going to be 10. And our depth dimension, which is here, is going to be 8. So we have 8, 8, and 10. And it does not need to be raised on the work plane. It is going to stay stationary. So we want to make sure we're going to align the centers. So we're going to have this one selected and this one selected, and we're going to align them. We want them aligned on the centers. And notice they're not vertically aligned. We just want them aligned on the centers. And by not vertically aligned, let me zoom in here and you can see exactly what I'm meaning. This top of this triangle is not aligned with the top of this triangle. So let me redo that again so you can see exactly where I am selecting. So I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to hit the align tool. I'm going to hit this middle one and then this middle one here. Okay. Once they are aligned, I'm going to click off of them. All right. Now we need a box on either side of the triangle because we are going to cut the edges off. So I'm going to grab a box here and then I'm going to grab a box here. And we need no space between the shape on one side. So the directions say place 2 boxes on either side of the triangle to cover the corners and then turn the boxes into a hole. So I am going to flip this up here and I want this one. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit more and turn my angle. And we're going to keep turning this angle to make sure we can see where we're at. We want this. We see how we can still see a little bit of space there. We don't want any space. We want this to be completely. And what we could do, well, maybe not. I was going to say we could align that. Let's turn this one into transparent. And then let's change this back to a quarter. And see now how you can see that that's inside there a little. So we can back it off to about right there. Okay. And then let's zoom out a little. And let's actually recenter and then come back in. Make it a little bit easier. And then this guy here, we're going to turn him. I just think when we're lining things up like this, it's easier to see transparency. We don't want him exactly touching, like we don't want him like this close. We want him out just a bit. There's not an exact measurement on this one. We just want to cut the tips of the triangles off. So I'm going to leave it like that, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to turn both of these boxes into holes, and then I am going to merge them together. So I have 4 shapes that I need to select. So there's 1, 2 shapes, 3 shapes, and 4 shapes. And I am going to merge them. And I obviously did something wrong. I didn't get the backs of the triangles. See that? So I am going to hit undo, and then I need to move these boxes, these holes, actually back so I can catch the whole thing. Not that. Back so I can catch the whole thing. Come down to the front. Am I still lined up there? Yes. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 shapes combine, and I have the top of my knight. Okay. If I wanted to be really precise, I could come in and see how I have this little ledge. I should probably cut that off. And to do that, I would just grab another box, and I am going to shrink it down. And I'm going to say this one and this one, and I'm going to align them. And I'm going to align them right there. No, undo. I want to align them not there, not there, not there. I'm not going to be able to align them, am I? So I'm going to select them. I'm going to put them up here so they're in the straight line. And then I am going to zoom in, and I'm going to gradually move. Now, if you watch this, see how it's moving and it's only shifting in one direction. The top number, are the one number's moving and the other number's not. If we do that, we know we're staying on the same line. So if I put that right there, maybe even in a little bit more. Okay, and then I can have that horse head selected, and I'm going to shift and I'm going to select the box, and they're still lined up there. So I've got the knight head and the box shapes 2 combine, and I still didn't get it. Look, I missed the back of it. So I'm going to hit undo, and I'm going to turn it this way, and I am just going to expand the box this way so I know that I catch it all. The whole box is selected, the knight selected, combine, and I finally have a flat knight's head. Okay, then all I need to do is I'm going to recenter, tilt, bring up one of our larger bases, if I can catch it. Bring up one of our larger bases. This base is 25, so I'm going to start by raising my knight head 25. Might need to adjust that a little. I'm going to select the knight head, select the base, align them. I want them aligned in the center and in the center. And then I'm going to look at it myself and try to, do I need to move that any? And yeah, look how this guy's hanging off over here a little. So I'm going to click off, and I'm just going to move this. See hit that 0 down there? I want to keep that at a 0 as I'm moving this, and I'm kind of aligning it myself visually. That looks a little bit better. Well, and it keeps shifting back. There. And then let's turn it this way and see. That looks really good. Now what I'm probably going to do, not probably, it's what I am going to do. I'm going to select just the knight's head, and where I had this at 25 before, I'm going to drop it down just so I know it's embedded. I'm going to drop it to like 24 and a half right there and lift up, and then I'm going to select the knight's head and the base, and I'm going to group them together. And now I have my knight. So I have my pawn, my rook.